What's going on, everyone? Welcome back for part 2 of this mini skateboard painting. I'm Patrick Shawn. I'm an artist in Montgomery, Alabama. And when we left off, I had just painted 7 characters on this skateboard. So in this video, I'll be painting the remaining 7 characters, and then I'll have a ton of stuff to do after that. So let's jump right into it and knock this project out. In my last video, I spray painted the background, transferred the sketch, and painted 7 characters onto this skateboard. So I'll be picking up right where I left off in this video. To finish the center, I'll need to paint Billy, Marceline, Lady Rainicorn, and the snail that appears in every episode of the show. Billy's the largest character I need to paint, and he only has a few colors, so that makes him pretty easy. The only difficult part was having to put so many layers of white in his beard and then having to wait for each layer to dry. So I did use a hairdryer a few times just to speed things up. With Billy done, I can paint the snail, which takes no time at all. I think it only took me about 10 minutes to paint because he's so small and simple. After the snail, I'll move over to Marceline, the vampire queen. What I love about Marceline as a character is that she's usually involved in something musical. Music's always been a big part of my life, and I think it's awesome to have that incorporated into a character. Next up is Lady Rainicorn, who turned out to be one of the most difficult characters to paint on this whole skate deck. She has all these different stripes of color that twist and turn, and a few of these stripes need extra white so that colors like yellow wouldn't be translucent and you couldn't see right through it. I had a hard time keeping track of which color needs to go where. I ended up getting the colors mixed up a couple of times, and by the time I noticed, I would get so frustrated because that meant I would have to double back to fix it. So after repainting a couple of sections and then putting several layers of paint so you can't see through them, I ended up behind schedule. So I was really glad when I could move on to the next set of characters. This is the last set of characters and it feels like the home stretch, but this painting is far from finished. This first character that I'm painting is Susan Strong, who's another large character with relatively simple color combinations. When painting, I like to use Master Touch acrylics. I feel like it's a really good paint that's not going to break the bank. I've used higher end paints before, and personally, I don't see much difference in quality. So why spend $30 on a bottle of paint when I can get the same quality for $12? But that's just me, and I always believe in using what you're comfortable with. The next character to paint is Bronwyn, who's a skating enthusiast. I really like this character, mostly because of the skull helmet that she wears. Just like I talked about in my last video, I'm jumping back and forth between characters while painting, so I can work on one character while another layer of paint dries. This way, I'm not just sitting around waiting to get back to work. The next character I'll work on is this red guy. I'm not even going to try and say his name because I know I'm going to get it wrong. But he's a character from Mars and each of his faces is a different entity. What makes this character difficult is that he doesn't have a hard outline. Where these different shades of red and magenta meet create the illusion of an outline. So I'll have to be careful that these colors of red don't bleed together too much. The last character to work on is Jake the dog. This will be the last bit of paint that I put on this project, and he's probably the easiest character to work on. He's a small character with 2 separate colors, not a lot of detail, he's got a black outline, and I'll need to paint his skateboard. This is probably only going to take me 2 to 3 layers of paint to finish, so it won't take long.
Alright, since I'm putting the wheels back on this skateboard, I need to use something stronger than varnish. So let's take it outside and I can put some polyurethane on it to protect the paint.
I ended up putting 6 layers of polyurethane on this skateboard to make sure that it holds up.
It sound right, boys.
Now I'm going to cover up the painting so we can put one final touch on this skateboard. While I was sanding the board down, the grip tape was damaged. So my daughter and I are going to cover the top with spray paint to help cover these scuff marks. With the top of the skateboard painted, the last thing I'll have to do is remove this paper protecting the painting and then start putting the wheels back on this project.
It sound right, boys.
Now that it's done, we can take some final shots.
This project's finished, the skateboard's functional, and my daughter absolutely loves it. And she's the only kid that I know that gets a custom piece of art to play with. So that's it for this video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't, and if you subscribe, leave a comment below to let me know, and I'll reach back out with a thank you. You can also check out my website, pdshawn.com, to see more of my artwork or order your own custom piece of artwork. Also check out my Patreon where you can find behind the scenes clips and posts, you can see videos before they go live, and you can get exclusive deals on my artwork. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.